Hello and welcome to the Birch Forest Railway Trackside News. This time we'll be talking about the construction and track laying of Midparver's new diesel depot, as well as showing the various goings on. We shall start with outlining the plan. Looking at the proposed track plan, the intent is to have a 2 to 3 road carriage shed to store our own 2 rakes of 5, with a 2.5 road diesel depot capable of servicing and maintaining the growing diesel fleet. The next few pictures are photos from a 3D rendering. Unfortunately, the amount of ground that would have to be dug out was not taken into account, and thus begins work to create a solid surface to build upon. In the interest of welcoming mainline locos to the railway and being able to bring in various locos and rolling stock by road, the thought of having an open track that backs onto a turntable was put forward. The idea being that any visiting loco can be turned to face chimney first towards village terminus upon arrival, and then turn to its original heading prior its departure. This also allows the diesel shed to become a through road, allowing for the home fleet and visiting locos alike to leave the shed from either end and proceed towards the head shunt before heading for the running line, without disrupting any locos undergoing maintenance. The video now playing shows 2 of our volunteers working hard to dig the pit for the turntable. Clearing the dirt, sand, and laying the track allowed for some gauging tests to be carried out before the support structures for both sheds was put in place. The Loco being used is a Class 41 D602 Bulldog, a somewhat dormant Loco not often run since it had brought the six-wheel tanks to Midparver. With the diesel units being the main traffic of the yard, it was chosen as a base Loco to test all points and curve radii, not including the carriage sidings, as this was to be limited to short wheelbase locos only. After that was completed, the contractors moved further into the yard to begin clearing away the tundra land masses, while the main shed began to be put up around the support structures. For those wondering where the six-wheel tankers ended up, a visiting Kerr Stewart Victory-class tank locomotive was photographed heading to Land's End before running to Village Terminus to stable in the passing loop, which is normally reserved for pilot and mainline locos. It will be there for a little while until the tanks are taken away, then it will return to East Sheds. As the project got closer to completion, the final effort was made to put the roof onto the carriage shed and clean up the surrounding area. Our Crimson Lake sets had already enjoyed a few nights in the warm and dry, and would soon be joined by our Maroon set. In between all the building and digging, a set of BR Mark IIs was delivered for CS3 to allow locos with air brakes to run lengths of the line, and we hope it will look the part when it comes to BR Blue diesel days or galas. As a final piece of news before we wrap up, 60078 Nighthawk had finished her boiler overhaul and passed her seam test, so she was going to be out on a loaded test run to Village Terminus and back shortly after the project was completed, before returning to her home on the main line. Well, I believe that's all we've got time for today. On behalf of all the staff and volunteers at the Birch Forest Railway, I want to thank you very much for watching, and we hope to see you all again. Trackside.